Welcome to PinCommerce week number 4, starting right now. You got to watch the lead-in webinar, weeks 1, 2, and 3. If you've yet to watch those trainings, this one will not make any sense. So please go ahead and watch those in order to be up to speed on what we're doing here. Very quick recap of what we've discussed so far. We've been talking about a sales funnel, one sales funnel in particular, the Dipsy Doodle, where we're driving from a traffic source to a pre-sale article page through to a checkout sequence of some kind. We've looked at different ways of doing that, going to our own website, going to Amazon, going into opt-ins, and then to Amazon. And essentially what we're doing is we're going from a traffic source to a pre-sale page, over to a sales page, then to a checkout experience. And so what this course is a traffic and a sales funnel. That's essentially what we're doing in this course. And I've got a couple things we're going to go over today. We're going to go over a change of our Pinterest advertising plans. We're going to talk about retargeting. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff. So change of plans. Last week I told you set your budgets to $200, go really wide, you know, blast your promoted pins out there, blast your advertisements out there on Facebook. And I realized that this was a bit arrogant of me. And the reason it was a bit, maybe arrogant's not the word, short-sighted. And that it was coming from, you know, the place where I'm coming from, where I have a ton of money to test with. I have very large testing budgets. I can just go ahead and blast out everywhere and see what works and then drill down from there. And what I realized is that that's probably not the best strategy for everyone. And the way I realized this was that I looked back at a lot of the other courses that we've taught, and we've taught a really sort of slow, gradual approach to advertising. That's a much safer approach to advertising for most people. And you know, this being the beta and me wanting to tell you to just go out there and take your licks, throw you in the ocean and let you learn how to swim, I went hard. I just said go for it. I'm going to recant that and tell you that I think you should scale back a little bit if you're on a budget. Do $10 to $20 per day campaigns, not $200 campaigns. Do less keywords, and I'm going to show you some of this. And test campaign number 3 of going to an opt-in, which will allow you to build a group of subscribers that you can then follow up market to. So give you a little bit of a longer sales funnel. So let's take a look at some of that now. All right. So what we can see here is we're inside of a Pinterest ads account. I'll just go to the reports for it here. Actually, well, we'll go back over here. You know, this is the boom campaign here, and I haven't had a whole lot of time really to mess with it. So it's kind of been steady spending about $100 a day, you know, over the last 2 weeks because I haven't really messed with it. It's got 3 campaigns here that are going. Pre-sale article 1, iPhone and iPad targeting, and then a bigger campaign that's not really getting much traffic. And what's cool is I have conversion tracking enabled because I'm running to my Shopify store, and I can see actually the number of conversions that each one of these generated. So basically you can see that the iPhone, so basically makeup tips and makeup tips pre-sale article are the same keywords, but one of them's targeting web and one of them's targeting iPhone. And what's interesting is they've spent the same amount, but the one targeting the web has had triple the conversion rate because people convert a little bit better. This actually isn't targeting iPhone. It shouldn't say that. It's only actually targeting iPad. I'll actually go in and edit that right now because it's actually not iPhone. So let's go back to the reports. And we can see that over this time period, which is just 2 weeks, 2 weeks of April, the iPad and the web have had really about the same amount of clicks, about 3,000 clicks each. What we want to go to actually is we want to click up here on spend, and we want to click on spend so that we can actually see the conversions here. And this one has converted significantly better. Now Pinterest is showing about 90 conversions, but they're a little bit off because I'm showing inside of my Google Analytics over here, sorry, they're showing 97, 90 conversions from that time period from Pinterest ads. I'm also showing some other Pinterest referrals, just some other Pinterest referral traffic down there, which I think is what they're referring to. What's interesting is that my Google organic sales are significantly, obviously related to this. So I have actually more conversions. So let's say it's 15K on 1,100 in spend, which is pretty great. But again, not these results are not typical. You got to test. It's all about your market and all this kind of stuff. But we're about to niche out. So basically, what I wanted to show you was what I think you should do on a new campaign. And notice the click-through rate, right? 30.35% click-through rate here. Let's go back. I want to show you this. Let's take a look at the switch this over to overview. All right, let's go back to activity. Here we go. So, 0.35, 0.35, and 0.35% click-through rates on these. The click-through rate is not very high. In fact, it's really low. And the reason is because I haven't refreshed the ad in quite a while. So what you're going to want to do is, when it first started, it was running about a 1% click-through rate, and then it dropped down to a 0.75, and then to a 0.5, and now it's at 0.3. So it's kind of wearing out, and I need to refresh that ad. So here's what I want you to do when you run your ads. I want you to set everything up like we did last week, promote your pin, but I want you to set up, obviously, your language, right, and your device starting only on the web, and your gender, female, whatever, right? And then I want you to go much, much more delicate with your keywords. So I might just run these 8,000, just skincare, maybe a couple others. Maybe I can get it up, up to a little bit higher here. See what we can get. Yeah, I mean, I've got basically most of these skincare keywords in here. They're not huge keywords, which is beautiful. And I'm only sitting at, I'm only sitting at, I've got 10, 12 keywords in here. I'm sitting at 9,000. Now, that's a nice little ad group. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my bid the same, 30 cents, but I'm going to come down here and I'm going to set the daily budget to $20 instead of $200. And now I've got a much, much more less aggressive test. I've got much smaller keywords, much less impressions per week, and much less spend per day. And I can really roll out, quite a few of these. I can find quite a few other, like let's say we got rid of all these. We reset it, okay? And let's say we came in here and we said makeup tips. Let's see what just makeup tips is. Grab that keyword. All right, 13,000. So I might just run makeup tips and see how that goes. $20 a day. Obviously what you'd do is you would create a campaign. You'd call it, makeup tips pre-sale. But my point is that what I want you to do is I want you to have, and obviously you would need its own promoted pin and all that kind of stuff that we did last week where we talked about specifically, creating separate landing pages for each one and all that stuff so you can track. But what I want to show you is that you don't have to go wide and go big. You can go much more narrow and be much less aggressive and move in small incremental steps. So scale back, $10 to $20 per day campaigns, and you can even do multiple promoted pins within one campaign. And the way that you would do that to test images is you basically set up within the, so you'd pick your keywords, right? Makeup tips, for example. You'd have an image, and you'd have it going to a landing page, and you'd have it in a campaign that you created. Then you would create a new promoted pin. You'd promote a different pin with a different image going to the same landing page. So you'd have two pins going to one landing page because it's going to be the same keyword and the same web, but you'd have a different image. And then what you would do is you would choose the same campaign that you had already created before. So you'd have one campaign, but you'd have two separate promoted pins. Now those two promoted pins would be identical in text, in the link they went to, in everything except for the image, the pin image, and that way you'd be able to test the click-through rate on two different promoted pins, and that's what we're doing to test click-through rate on different images for promoted pins. Now Pinterest isn't great about allocation. Sometimes it'll allocate all to one and all to other. They don't really have a good split testing tool, but it's the best you got right now, and that is how you would test different pin images. All right, let's talk about a secret little retargeting trick. So we're sending traffic from Facebook to our pre-sale engagement page, and a lot of us are going to Amazon. A lot of us are going to Amazon as our sales page, but we want to be able to retarget all the people who click the link on our pre-sale page and go over to Amazon. But basically, in order to do that, there's not really a way to do that, right? Because they're clicking the link and they're going to Amazon, and we can't place a retargeting pixel on Amazon. So what do? How do we do it? Well, there's a secret little trick. And the way that you do it is you redirect people through through your website. So basically what you do is they go from Pinterest or Facebook, they land on your pre-sale page. Then when they read through it, they're interested in the product, they click the link on your pre-sale page to go to Amazon, and instead of taking them directly to Amazon, you redirect them through a landing page on your website real quick in a blink of an eye. They don't know what's happened, and that has a retargeting pixel on it. So you cookie them, and then they go off to Amazon. So what that allows you to do is give you a retargeting list of the people who landed on your pre-sale page, like we did in week 2. We created a retargeting cookie, we put it on the page. It's building an audience in Facebook for us. Now we're going to be able to actually build an audience of everyone who clicks off that page and goes to Amazon, so that we can retarget those people with ads for our products, which is great. So here's how we do it. You are going to need 2 WordPress plugins for this. The OHADD or OH Ad Script Header Footer, that's the first one. So the way that you do is you go to Google and you type in OH Ad Script Header Footer. So OH Ad Script Header Footer. Click search, and the first result is going to be OH Ad Script to individual pages, header and footer in WordPress. So you're going to click on that, and then you're going to click Download version 1.3. And what that's going to do is it's going to download a zip file for you, and it's actually downloaded the plugin for you. Then you're going to log into your WordPress, and you're going to click on Plugins and Add New. Now for me, I already have the plugin installed, so I need to go to, so you're going to click on Plugins, then Add New, then you're going to click on Upload Plugin. You're going to choose the file that you just downloaded, and you're going to click Open, and you're going to click Install Now. And it's saying it failed because it already exists. Destination folder already exists, but basically what will happen is you'll get a little thing that says Activate Plugin. You'll click Activate Plugin, and then it will be installed. So that's all you have to do to install a plugin. The next thing that we want to do is we want to search for this one. So we're going to go back to Google. It's our second plugin that we need. We're going to come over to Google, and we're going to search for Quick Page/Post Redirect Plugin. Quick Page/Post Redirect Plugin. Click Enter. There it is, first one that shows up. Click it. Download it. Quick Page Post Redirect Plugin. Do the same process where you go to Plugins, you click on Add New, you upload the plugin, and then you activate it. And then you'll have both of those plugins. And what will happen is now when you go to Pages, which is the next step, Pages and Add New, so you go to Pages, click Add New. Now when you do that, you'll notice that we've got this thing right here that says Quick Page Post Redirect, this box that wasn't there before, and we have this box here, OH Ad Script. So it adds these 2 plugins to the Pages creation field, as fields to our Pages creation. So we're going to create a page. We're going to call it, test, or you can call it anything you want. You can call it product retargeting redirect page, and you're going to publish that page. Okay, I'm going to publish that page. Then you're going to grab the URL. So for me, it's blog.befriendlyskincare.com/product-redirect, and you're going to go to it, make sure it exists. Okay, the page exists. There's no design on it. It's just a random page. We don't even have a theme, so it doesn't even look like anything, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't need anything on it. You just need the page to exist, which it does. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come over to Facebook. So we're going to come to Facebook. We're going to go to Audiences. We're going to click on Create an Audience, and we're going to create a custom audience, and we're going to call it Website Traffic, and we want people who visit specific web pages of our website, and we're going to put that URL in there. That's the URL. The URL contains this, and we're going to call this Product Page Visitors, because these are people who click through from your pre-sale page over to your product page. They visited your product page, and we're going to create that audience. And now when we create that audience, we'll notice it shows up right here. We have to select it, and we're going to click Actions and View Pixel, and that's going to give us the retargeting pixel. So we're going to copy that retargeting pixel, and we're going to come back over to our website, and we're going to scroll down to the Add Script to be added to the header of the page. Now, you do not want to add it to the footer, okay? Add it to the header, and we're going to paste that in there. And the reason why we're doing that is because when you come over here on Facebook, and you click Actions and View Pixel, they specifically tell you, add this in between the head tags. So now we are going to click Update. We're going to save that, okay? We're going to save that. Now we need to get our affiliate link for our product if we're selling on Amazon. So we're going to come over here into our affiliate program. We're going to go to Be Friendly. And we're going to get our link. Copy that, test it real quick, make sure it works. Beautimous, it does. And now we are going to come down here to our page. We're going to put our redirect URL in the Quick Page Post Redirect plugin in there, and we're going to click Make Redirect Active, and we're going to update it. Okay? And now, when we visit this page that is live over here, the next time I go to this page, if I tape it, paste it in, and I click Enter, what's going to happen is, boom, it's going to take me to my Amazon product. But behind the scenes, what it did is it redirected through this URL and dropped that retargeting pixel on the user. So guess where you use this link now? So now, instead on your pre-sale page, on your Dipsy Doodle pre-sale page, instead of linking directly to your Amazon affiliate link, you link to this page that you created, right, inside of your WordPress that has a retargeting pixel on it. And when the people click it, they still go to your Amazon product, but they go through a retargeting. They go through your website and through a retargeting link that drops a pixel on them, and so then you can start to build an audience over here for so that you can retarget people who visit the Amazon product, because only 1% or 2% of them will actually buy, and you're going to want to retarget all the rest of them. And there's no way to actually exclude the buyers, so you're just going to be retargeting everyone, but that's okay. So that is a sneaky little trick for retargeting. Now, let's talk about what you might do. So basically, what you've got is a you've got two retargeting options. You've got the pre-sale page, right? People land on the pre-sale page, and you've got people who make it to the sales page. And so when you're inside of Facebook, and you're creating your ads, right? So you might be over here, and we'll just go to Manage Ads, refresh it. And you've got a campaign. Uh-oh, now it's refreshing. So you've got a campaign, and you're creating a new ad set for retargeting within your campaign that you've set up. You click on Create an Ad Set, choose the campaign you want. We're going to call this Product Retargeting. We're going to click Create. And now what we're going to do is we're going to come down here. We're going to set the budget we want to spend per day, all that kind of stuff. We're going to come down to the audience, click Edit Audience, and we're going to choose a custom audience. We're going to include our product page visitors. So these are the people who visited our product page. So that's our targeting group. Anyone in the United States who was a visitor of our product page. We would save that, and this would be our targeting, right? We don't want mobile news feed. We're going to do desktop news feed and desktop right column, and clicks to website is the goal. And then when we're creating our ad, we're going to create an ad that might look something like this, where you might have an ad that says something like, use coupon code, whatever your Amazon coupon code is, to get a discount on checkout on Amazon.com, retargeting people, reminding them of your product. This is just an example of an ad. This is actually going to our website, but you can create an ad that would and this ad would just link directly to your Amazon affiliate link. You don't need to retarget these people because they're already retargeted, so you just link directly to your Amazon product, and you maybe give them a 10 or 20% coupon that they can use. Now, if you were to be doing retargeting for content, then over here on what you would do is you'd click Edit Audience, and instead of doing the product page visitors, you'd use the audience that we created before, which in our case was the makeup pre-sale visitors. So there's 47,000 people in that audience. And then you would basically, these are people who, and I could come over here, and the other thing I could do is I could exclude the product page visitors. So now I'm just targeting the people who landed on the pre-sale page but didn't make it over to the product page. And I would target these people. I'd save this audience, and I would target these people with a content ad that sent them to another pre-sale article, or maybe back to the original pre-sale article, because I don't want to send them to products because they never made it. They never clicked through to view the products. They didn't get through the content. They just landed on the content for a second and left, or read it and never clicked through the product. So I want to target them with another piece of content, which is why you see in this graph this funnel that we go, when people land on the pre-sale page and they don't make it to the sales page, we target them with content. But if they make it to the sales page, then we target them with product retargeting. So that is how you implement retargeting into your Dipsy Doodle and Don Daliber sales funnel. So that was a lot. You may need to watch that a couple times because I just dropped some heat on you with regard to doing special little redirect scripts and dropping pixels on people and how to do product retargeting and how to do content retargeting and things like that. So watch that a couple times, but you will get it and you will understand it. And refer back to this graph because this graph really has everything on it. So now we're going to go through some content that I prepared for you that's a little bit separate from our Pinterest advertising. It has to do more with your business, because what I realized over the course of this training, and I'm so happy we did the beta for this reason, is that many of you really kind of just have an Amazon product. You maybe don't really have any core business fundamentals, or you're just sort of new, or you're you don't have a good business structure, or your business education is you're a new e-commerce merchant or a new Amazon merchant, and regardless of whether you're new or not, this is totally relevant to everyone. But this will be especially helpful if you're brand new, and it's still helpful even if you're an experienced marketer. This is really good stuff. So what are you putting off? What is it in your life or in your business that you're not doing that you should be doing? Maybe you need to go to the dentist. Maybe you need a health checkup. Maybe there's advertising you need to run. There's something, whatever you're putting off, just face it. Face the fear. Go out there and do it. You're going to feel much better, and you're going to know. And it's freeing to face whatever it is you're putting off. Let's talk about how to get things done. So I get a lot of stuff done. People wonder how I do it. First, you got to understand what you're doing. What is your goal? What is your agenda? What is the end goal? What is the thing that you want to achieve? X, Y, or Z, and then you work backwards from there. So you draw it out. So you basically say, where are we now, and where do we want to go? So this should actually say where so we want to go. Where do you got your start and your finish. So where are we now, and where do we want to go? This is like for project. It's visual project management, so it allows you to visualize your project and see where you are and where you want to go. And it's helpful to have this up on your wall so you remember what the heck you're trying to do. And then you say, well, what specifically has to happen? Okay, well, we're going to need a pre-sale page, we're going to need landing page copy, we're going to need a website built, we're going to need a lead pages account, we're going to need a logo design. Like, what specifically actually has to happen to achieve this project? Everything that you can think of. And the way that we do this is we brainstorm it in Evernote. So we basically just have an Evernote brainstorm where we bullet out everything that we can think of, and underneath individual items, we bullet out other things that fit underneath that item, and then we go back and we make new bullets. So basically, if a bullet has bullets underneath it, then those bullets or action items are related to the bullet above it. So we just use Evernote. You can even use TextEdit for this, and we bullet out everything that needs to be done, and then we put it on our start to finish map. And then we say, what assets do we need in place in order to achieve that? So what are we, do we need designers? Do we need developers? Do we need advertisers? Do we need a platform? What tools do we need? Like, what assets need to be in place in order to achieve these obstacles that are in front of us? And then after you have that, after you know what you're doing and what you need to do it, who's going to do it? So then you assign above that who specifically is going to do each of those steps. And hopefully it's not all you. Some of it will be you, but it shouldn't all be you. You should be delegating. And then finally, what are the milestones? When will these things be done? Set yourself some goals. And then you basically just begin. And that is a really effective way to manage a project and get things done. And it's very simple. What I was talking about at the beginning of this call was essentialism. It's not about how much you work, it's about what you produce. People like to really overcomplicate their businesses and build out all these crazy long mind maps and do all this extra work. You don't need to complicate things. It's quite simple. It's just what has to be done and who's going to do it. You don't need all kinds of crazy task management or any of that kind of stuff. You just really need a simple system that you can follow to achieve results, because the goal is results. The goal is not work. And this is a very simple way of managing your project that works really well. I want to talk to you a little bit about a couple books I've been reading, and some of the has to do with direct response copywriting. There's a book, and I'll tell you about it in a moment, that has a couple different pitches in it, and this could help you with your pre-sale pages. It's called the Pixar pitch, and Pixar has done 13 feature films, $7.6 billion worldwide, about $585 million per movie, and every film shares the same narrative. And here's how it goes. Once upon a time, every day, one day, because of that, until finally, that's the Pixar pitch. So once upon a time, there was a widowed fish named Marlin, who was extremely protective of his only son, Nemo. Every day, Marlin warned Nemo of the ocean's dangers and implied him to not swim far away. One day, in an act of defiance, Nemo ignores his father's warnings and swims into the open water. Because of that, he's captured by a driver and ends up as a pet in the fish tank of a dentist in Sydney. Because of that, Marlin sets off on an epic journey to recover Nemo, enlisting the help of the other sea creatures along the way, until finally, Marlin and Nemo find each other, reunite, and learn that love depends on trust. So you can use this pitch, you can use this structure to write a pre-sale page. It's a great pre-sale structure. Here's another example of it. Once upon a time, there was a health crisis haunting many parts of Africa. Every day, thousands of people would get AIDS and HIV-related illness, often because they didn't know they carried the virus. One day, we developed an inexpensive home HIV kit that allowed people to test themselves with a simple saliva swab. Because of that, more people got tested. Because of that, those with the infection sought treatment and took measures to avoid the infection to others, until finally this menacing disease slowed its spread and more people lived longer lives. So this is really more to be used on your product sales pitches, on your product copy, and less on your Dipsy Doodle page. I said Dipsy Doodle before, but that's not what I meant. I meant on your on the selling of your products. We haven't really talked much about the sales page for your e-commerce store, and the sales page of your e-commerce store still requires copywriting and pitching, and it's something that you want to pay attention to. And I'm going to give you an example of a book that's got more on this, that's got more on pitching and selling, and these examples came directly from that book that I just read. It's a great book. The Rhyming Pitch I use rhyming a lot in my Facebook ads. You know, they give the Johnny Cochran example. If the glove doesn't fit, you must acquit. That's the people remember rhymes. When you say things in rhymes, you sound smarter. People, you have to read. You'll read the book because I'll give it to you. But it's just really interesting how the brain works with rhyming. So if you can use rhyming in your Facebook ads and rhyming on your sales pages, they convert better. So basically, what they did was they said they polled a bunch of random people, and they said which of these statements are more true, and they gave people you know, these separate statements, right? Woes unite foes, woes unite enemies, and they didn't, like, only one person would have got woes unite foes, the other would have gotten woes unite enemies, so they mixed it up. What sobriety conceals, alcohol reveals. What sobriety conceals, alcohol unmasks. Life is mostly strife. Life is mostly struggle. Caution and measure will win you treasure. Caution and measure will win you riches. They say the same thing, but one of them rhymes, one column rhymes, and the other column doesn't. The column that rhymed, people said was 90% or 100% more true than the one that didn't. So it's an interesting little trick, and you're going to want to use rhyming in your ad copy. And you'll read this book because I'll give you an example of it in a moment that will talk even more about this kind of thing, copywriting, pitching, that stuff. So now I want to take you through some tools that I think can help you in your business. Cool tools that you can use that are just kind of random tools for you to check out. This one is called Mockups, and it's a great web app for mocking up landing pages. Really fun tool. This one is irrelevant because it shouldn't be in here. Hotjar is a heat map tracking software that you can use on your Dipsy Doodle page. Integrates with lead pages. And basically it'll give you a heat map of your Dipsy Doodle page and kind of show you where people are clicking, and you can learn a lot from that. We learned that everyone was clicking on our image, and that we didn't have that as a link to our sales page, and so then we put the image as a link to the sales page, and now we have 10% more clicks to our sales page. So Hotjar is a great new tool. It's brand new. It kind of combines Crazy Egg, Qualaroo, ClickTail, a whole bunch of these services all in one. It's a fantastic little heat map tool. And visitor playback, you can watch people consuming your website in real time, watch what they do. Crazy Egg is just heat maps. If you just want the heat map feature, you can use Crazy Egg for that. Optimizely is split testing, although Lead Pages has split testing built in. Visual Website Optimizer also split testing, which you won't need because you're using Lead Pages, but if you do want to do split testing not with Lead Pages, then Optimizely or Visual Website Optimizer are great tools for that. Fancy Hands. Fancy Hands is an awesome little task delegation service. They'll do little tasks for you. So if we go to fancyhands.com, basically, you know, you can ask for like 5 tasks a month, and you can say, okay, do this thing, do this thing. You can get tasks done on a per task basis, which is kind of a cool way of having a virtual assistant if you don't have the money to hire someone full time. Wishpond is a photo contest app and does some other contests. If you're looking for a social contest app, this one's a great one. Heyo is another social contest app. Great little social contest app. Rafflecopter, real cheap one, like $9 a month, lets you run raffles for your products. These are great. SurveyMonkey, if you need to do surveys. We do a lot of surveys in our business. This is ScreenFlow. You can Google ScreenFlow. It's how you can make screen capture videos. So it'd be an easy tool to use to make PowerPoint sales videos for your products. Powtoon is a little cartoon video maker where you can make little cartoon videos to promote your products. VideoScribe is one of those whiteboard video tools that allows you to, this is how you can create the videos that can go on your Dipsy Doodle page. VideoScribe, cool little video tool. GoAnimate, another little video animation service. You can tell we like these because they work well and they're kind of easy. And Prezi, also another little presentation software, lets you make little presentations that you can use as sales videos for your products. And the drawshop.com is a service that will actually make a custom whiteboard video for you. It's a little bit more expensive. I think they're like $600–700 a video. eMaze is one of my favorite resources out there for online slideshow creation. So like if you need to create really great looking slide presentations, they've got a bunch of really fantastic templates in there, which are awesome. Workflowy is kind of a, it's a little workflow app that you can use if you don't want to pay for Evernote. I use Evernote instead of Workflowy now, but Workflowy is a cool little workflow app that you can use. And PictoChart is an awesome place to get templates for infographics. PictoChart. Screen Steps is a tool. Don't worry, we're going to get back into some stuff here, but I want to give you some, all the different kind of resources that I think you might need. These are just random resources that you could use for your business. Screen Steps is a great little tool for making standard operating procedures, so for documenting what you're doing in your business so you can outsource it to a virtual assistant. And Sweep Process is the same thing, kind of, but it's an online version. I like Screen Steps better because it's, do it yourself on your desktop, save the file, but Screen Steps, a Sweep Process is an online version of sort of a standard operating procedure creation process. And this one here, this will change your life. If you don't have unroll.me, it's free, and basically what it does is it sorts through your email inbox. It finds everything that you're subscribed to. It gives you a list of every subscription that you have, and you can then say, roll this up, and basically all the things that you're subscribed to, besides Smart Marketer, of course. Smart Marketer you do not put in your roll-up. You can have go into one specific folder. So as it comes in, it just goes into a folder, and that way you never, your email's not filled with junk mail. You can just click on that and see all the mail that's from your subscriptions at one time, and it doesn't clutter your inbox. But again, not smartmarketer.com emails. And this is Putler, P-U-T-L-E-R. It's a PayPal reporting tool if you're using PayPal. And Xero is an accounting tool. If you're not using QuickBooks, if you want cheap accounting, Xero is a really great cheap accounting service for your business. And Mint is another thing sort of almost exactly like Xero, where it kind of does accounting for you and tells you how much money you spent in each category and all this kind of stuff. It's kind of a cool little tool. All right, now we're on to the section of books that I think you should read. This is the one that I was telling you about that has all the different things on pitching, what you should pitch, how to pitch, all this kind of stuff about selling. It's a great little book by Daniel Pink. Scaling Up. This is a much higher level book. You may not want to start with this. Start with some of these other ones I'm going to recommend. This is sort of high level, scaling a business, systems, architecture. It's, I would say, on the higher level of the books I'm sharing, and sort of a denser read. So you're going to want to, maybe consume some other books first. Non-Obvious: How to Think Different, Curate Ideas, and Predict the Future. Great book on creative thinking. Really, really cool book. Work the System: The Simple Mechanics of Making the Most, Making More, and Working Less. And this guy talks about this concept that I'm talking about now, which is it's not about how much you work. Work the Systems, great book. Highly recommend it. The Power of Habit: What we do, why we do what we do in life and business. I mean, your habits. Look, I have a podcast called Think, Act, Get. What you think determines how you act, which results in what you get. And if you're interested in I think you should definitely listen to that podcast. It's not really about business marketing tactics. It's more about how you think about your relationship to the world and your relationship to the people in your life and your business. And it's a fantastic podcast, thinkactget.com. And this book talks about the power of habit, which is essentially how you think. And it's worth reading for sure. David and Goliath, a Malcolm Gladwell book. I love all the Malcolm Gladwell books. I love Blink and The Outliers and Wag the Dog, or whatever it's called. I think it's Wag the Dog. And this is his newest one. Great book, worth reading. The Talent Code. This has to do with what I was telling you earlier. It's not like greatness isn't born, it's grown. You've got to put in the time. This is a practice. You want to get better at this, you've got to put in the time and energy and effort. You've got to buckle down, and there's growing pains. It's going to be painful as you grow and as you get better at direct response advertising. And this book will inspire you to want to work hard. So I recommend it. The 5 dysfunctions of a team, for those of you who are running teams, who have employees, who have people you work with. Great book. Great book. Definitely worth reading. There's one other thing I wanted to touch on. Let me just think about what it was here. Here it was. So what you're looking at here is the visitors to my Boom Makeup pre-sale page, 56,000 visitors in this time period. 7,500 of them, or 13%, clicked through to my store page. Now that's a really high click-through rate. You're probably going to see more like 4 and 5%. But if you can get up to 10%, man, you've got a winning pre-sale article. If you can get a 10% click-through rate on that, 15% is incredible. And this is why we have the retargeting pixel on there, because we're 50,000 visitors left, 50,000 of them, and I need to be retargeting to get back to another piece of content, or I'm going to lose them. And this 7,000 made it on to the store page. And this is actually showing 30,000 here because this is all the people who visited the store page in that time, not just the ones who came from this source, and that's why that number is bigger. But you can see from our store page, we actually have a 20% of people moving on to the shopping cart, and then we've got 35% of those people moving on to the actually completing a sale. So that ends up being about 3% of the people who started on the pre-sale page actually completed a sale, which is incredibly high. And let's see, no, 3% of the people who made it to the store page, that is, completed the sale, which is fantastic. So there you go. I wanted to quickly show you that to give you some barometer on what you might look for as far as a click-through rate on your pre-sale page, because someone asked about that. And now what I'll do is I will answer questions. So I know I just laid a lot of stuff on you guys, pretty high-level, intense stuff, but good. This is an advanced training, and we're talking about advanced things, and I'm trying to bring you up faster. That's what you pay me for, is to help you ascend this mountain at a faster rate, and that's what I'm doing. Let's get into Q&A. So, hey Ezra, I have to say, this is from Kevin McIsaac. I love how fast you're posting the content. Thanks, Kevin. Into the community, it's really helpful. Awesome. Happy that you're enjoying that. Hey Ezra, I'm looking forward to tonight. I'm chipping away at all this. I'm a week behind and still working on setting up the lead pages. I'm very impressed. Good, Ray, and I'm glad about that. Aloha, Ezra. I love the statement. I get to work less than most people, and I get less than most people. That's not what I said. I didn't say I get work less than most people and I get less than most people. I said I work less than most people and I get more results than most people. So I work less and I create more results. And Kevin's interested in my system of delegation, which is a longer topic than we can get into today. But one of the things I've realized is that a lot of times task management systems just waste your time. And you spend a lot of time in your task management system trying to manage your tasks and not actually doing your tasks. And the way that we've been doing it lately, and we're talking 7-figure companies here running with this strategy. Basically what we've been doing is, first of all, we use Slack, slack.com, the most genius team communication system ever created, the fastest growing software company out there, billion-dollar valuation. They've only been around for like a year. Unbelievably cool system. And it's so cool. I'll show you how I use Slack at some point. But it's team communication. You can watch the videos, learn how to use it. What we've been doing is we just basically have our team meetings. We bullet out everything that needs to be done, and we say who's going to do it in bullets, like I showed you in the brain dump. And then we have the next team meeting, and we go back through what was on the bullets for last time. We say, okay, what was done and what wasn't. Anything that wasn't done, we put back on the list for this team meeting, and we just have an ongoing file of our bi-weekly team meetings. We do them twice a week, and we end up with you know, I mean, it's just really, really simple task management, and it's super effective. And I have my project maps, obviously, my bigger, larger project maps that show me where I am in my project. Keita says, come out to Brizzy, and I'll look out for you. Hey, sometime maybe. Get more than most people, exactly. Jen Reichert from Cabo on the line. Patrick says, I spent a lot one day and did not realize Pinterest was updating in real time. Now at $10 to $20 today after the first 200, but I feel more confident in the pins. Way to go. How do we set up conversion tracking with Shopify? Is that done in the Pinterest backend or Shopify? It's done in both. I will show you how to do it. So you go to Tools and Conversion Tracking, okay, inside of Pinterest, and you click on Create a Tag. I'm going to call this, you know, boom, website sales. And then you're going to select the destination, which is a checkout. Doesn't really matter what you type, you select, but we're going to set a checkout because that's what's happening for the website sale. We want to see, you can leave this as 30 days. Basically what it's going to do is tell you how many conversions happen within that time frame, and if they're not happening within 30 days, they're probably not happening at all. So you know, 30 days is fine. And then create a tag, and basically this is going to give you a little tag here. And what you want to do on Shopify, so you want this to go on your post-purchase page, right? So you're going to copy this tag, so copy code, so you have it there, and then you're going to come into the admin for your store. You can do a test store here. Okay. And you're going to go to your store. Yours will look a little bit different. So I'll show you what yours is going to look like. Give me just a moment here. So your store will look like you'll have this. You're probably not. This is a test store, so it's not going to look exactly like this. You won't have these two columns on yours. But anyways, you want to go to Settings and Checkout. Your settings will be right here on your main left menu. You'll have Settings. So go to Settings, and then you want to go to Checkout, and you want to scroll down until you reach this section of your Shopify checkout that says Additional Content and Scripts, and you want to paste that Pinterest code right there, because basically this is going to be this content that you put here is going to show up on your post-purchase thank you page. It's going to appear on your thank you page. So if you paste that script here and then you click Save, then basically now what you've done is you've placed the pixel that we created over here on Pinterest in Shopify. And now those conversions, then you'll go to conversion tracking, what you'll see is that it'll say verified. After you actually have a checkout, until you have a checkout, it won't be verified. But once you actually have a checkout, it'll show as verified. And once it shows as verified, then it will begin to show up in your reports when you go to spend and you look at your campaigns. You'll be able to see the conversions on those campaigns. Now you can't see it on a per keyword level unless you're doing one keyword per campaign the way I was showing you before. And that is how you set up conversion tracking on Shopify and Pinterest. And Papine, if you're still with me, can you make a note that, okay, Papine, I think Papine's gone. What do you think of Facebook product ads? I think you're referring to Facebook's multi-product ads, and so far I've found them to be less effective. I think what you're referring to is these multiple images and links in one ad. Here, I think you're referring to that, where it would show multiple images and links in a given ad, and you would modify each image, right? You'd have a bunch of different images that you would show, and they could all go to their own unique URL. So far, what I've found is that the single image ads are producing better for me than the multi-image ads. Paul Bennett says, any advice on allocating your advertising budget? So depends on how much you have. I'd recommend splitting it between Facebook and Pinterest. Is that redirect against Facebook's terms of service? No, it's not. You're sending people to your pre-sale page from Facebook. You're not sending them through a redirect from Facebook. You're sending them to a pre-sale page, and then from that pre-sale page, you're redirecting through an affiliate. You're redirecting through your page to drop a pixel. So that's not against Facebook's terms of service. Would you add Google Analytics to the redirect page to get data? You could, yeah, you could add Google Analytics on it, but you're going to have data because you will be able to, you should be able to see inside your Google Analytics how many people clicked off of your pre-sale page. But yeah, you could add there. You could add Google Analytics to that page if you wanted. When copying the Amazon affiliate pixel, you use the full HTML. Could you reduce it and only use it as a tiny URL just as effectively? No. I don't know why you would want to use it as a tiny URL. You're not showing it anywhere. You're not using it in any ads. So no reason to use it. You make it a tiny URL. The only reason to ever make it a tiny URL would be if you were going to put it in a retargeting ad like this, and you wanted to have it here, you know, get a coupon for 10% off. I'll show you here. Get a coupon for 10% off. You know, use coupon code XYZ, whatever it is, for 10% off, and then http://www, or you know, tinyurl.com/shortened link, whatever it is. This is the only time you'd ever need to shorten that affiliate link. There's no other reason to shorten it. That's the only time you'd ever need to do it. Even in the URL here, you could just put the actual URL of your affiliate link. And this is for the retargeting ad again. There's no other reason to shorten it anywhere. Let's see. I anticipate, since I appreciate your feedback, FYI, the putting off slides, the word finish is incorrectly spelled. Yeah, there's a lot of incorrectly spelled words in my slides these days, so I need to get a proofreader. And we have a proofreader. Sometimes stuff goes missing. And actually spelling, I'm actually really good at spelling. Can we link the photos on the Dipsy Doodle? I only saw an option to change the image, not link it. Yeah, unfortunately in this version of the lead pages template, you cannot link the photos on the Dipsy Doodle page. But I am looking at the process of modifying that. A lot of people love the, okay, Carol Rains wants to know how to set up goal funnels in Google Analytics. Carol, you have access to that. You have the e-commerce bootcamp SOPs. We did that for your Shopify store. It's set up for you. And you have access to the standard operating procedures on how to do it from the e-commerce bootcamp. So if you're confused about that, shoot us a little note in support at Smart Marketer, and we can show you where that's at. Do you retarget them back to the same pre-sale content? Mark says it's much better if you don't. Much better if you retarget them if they just landed on the content page back to a different piece of content that maybe is more engaging than the first piece that didn't really work for them. You know, but if you got nothing else, then yeah, it's better than nothing. Excellent presentation. Madeline is very happy with the course. Great job. Great content, Ezra. My mind is boggled. Yeah, you guys love this stuff. That's awesome. Ezra, would you say a few sentences about your Blue Ribbon Mastermind? I got the email today. Well, if you're asking me to pitch you on it, I will tell you about it. Blue Ribbon is really not for people who are just starting out. The goal of Blue Ribbon is for me and my team to help you double your business. That's the general goal. It's a year-long program, and a lot of people are in it for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. You know, I've been running masterminds for several years now, and I'm good at it. And basically, a mastermind group is a lot of things. If you read the sales page for Blue Ribbon, you'll really get a clear picture of what it is and how it works. But essentially, you know, you get the highest level of access to my expertise, resources, and most importantly, my network, which is like invaluable, which I built over the last 6 years, 7 years in this business. You get access to a whole lot of stuff. You get to come to New York a couple times a year for mastermind events. You get bi-weekly calls where I'm sharing all the latest stuff that we're doing. You get access to every course we ever produce. You get discounted tickets to all of our very expensive boot camps. You get free tickets to our Smart Marketer Live events. You get all kinds of stuff. But it's essentially what it is. It's a business mastermind group specifically for e-commerce business owners focused around scaling successful businesses. So if you've got a 6-figure business, you're doing 10K a month plus, it could be a good place for you to play. And you can go to smartmarketer.com. I'll show you the link to it. smartmarketer.com/mastermind. And you'll see a page like this. Has all the details on it. And you can read that and actually read it. I wrote this and I spent a lot of time writing this because I really wanted you to understand what the deal was and how it worked. So please actually read the page if you're considering Blue Ribbon, and you'll really actually understand what's going on with it. Okay. Hey, Ezra, you're brilliant. Thank you. Can all this work for personal care products and cosmetics made in China? It can work for any products. It's not about what you sell. I mean, although you need to be selling good stuff, or else you're never going to have a return customer. It's about your messaging and your marketing and your communication and your sales funnels and your advertising. Can you show us how and where to log into WordPress? The way that you log into WordPress is you go to your website, whatever it is. So in my case, it's blog.befriendly.skincare.com. Wherever you have WordPress installed, /WP-admin. Every person who has WordPress installed on their website has a login page that you can go to log into your website. So it's not like you just log into WordPress in general. You log into your specific WordPress implementation. What tasks in the whole direct response advertising methodology do you recommend outsourcing for a small team? Copywriting, ad management, ad reporting. I think what can be outsourced for you in the direct response advertising realm is the creation of your pages. So you can teach someone how to write copy, you can hire copywriters, you can teach someone how to build your landing pages, you can teach someone how to set up your Amazon redirects, you can have someone create your ad images and stuff like that. The thing that you're not ever going to outsource is the actual setting up of the ads themselves. So the last thing you want to outsource in any company is the actual marketing itself, so the creation of the Pinterest ad groups, the picking of the keywords, the creation of the Facebook targeting groups, the running of those campaigns. You want to do that stuff yourself. The rest of it you can outsource, the banner creation, even the copywriting for the ads, although you might want to try writing your own copy for your ads, landing pages, all that kind of stuff, customer support. But what you want to do, what you do want to do yourself is the actual ad management. Do you outsource the making of your product videos on Boom? It's funny you ask because Boom has like the most low production value products videos in the world. And no, we don't outsource them. Cindy just sits in front of her camera and just talks. And we're actually redoing the Be Friendly product videos because these ones aren't converting the best right now. And we're just going to do them a lot more like Boom, a lot more simple. These are super corporate. We'll still keep these because these corporate videos are great, but we're going to do a lot more simple, straightforward, face-to-camera, woman talking, and we'll have these as secondary videos on the product detail pages of our store. And I think that'll be helpful. Thanks for your time tonight. Great stuff, Ezra. You're welcome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're welcome. Hey, since this is my first course with you, do you have something that is good for people who are just starting up? I do. I have the e-commerce community, the Smart Marketer e-commerce community, which is sort of Blue Ribbon light. It's like Blue Ribbon really light, no in-person get-togethers, all that kind of stuff. It's much more. It's still sort of a mastermind group, but it's a much lower barrier to entry. Instead of being, it's significantly cheaper, and that's not open right now, but it is opening in the next week or so. We're going to put it back live. Many people, we offered some of you PinCommerce members. When you bought PinCommerce, we gave you the option to join the community at a really steeply discounted price, and we've had it closed for the last couple months, and we're going to reopen it in a couple weeks. So if you're on my email list, or if you just head back over to smartmarketer.com in a week or two, what you'll see is a little thing up here that says community, and you'll be able to go to it. Okay, Dan saying you didn't see it. Ezra, I got over 110 followers. Should I submit my widget? Why not? More is better. You know what I mean? More is better. So that's it. Hour and a half. I got through all your questions. Oh, last question for tonight. Paul Bennett. Did you outsource the Be Friendly videos? Any recommendation on outsourcing that? Yeah, totally. You can go to videoreviewlabs.com, videoreviewlabs.com/Ezra Firestone. That's videoreviewlabs.com/Ezra Firestone to see the guys I use to make my product videos. And you can see all the product videos they made here. They make some really great product videos. You can also go to smartmarketer.com, and you can click on the tools page, and you can scroll down to Video Review Labs, and that will also take you over to them, where you can get a good look at their offerings and the kind of videos they do, and that kind of stuff. And they're pretty cheap actually for product videos. I think they're like under I don't know. So you can get pricing from them, but they're really not that expensive. Do we need to be creating our own pins already to get accepted for the platform, or repinning enough? Repinning is enough. You don't need to create your own. Is it a good idea to sign up for Social Secrets, or is there a lot of overlap between these courses? This course and Social Secrets have nothing to do with one another. They're completely different. Social Secrets is 100% about how to use Facebook to market your Amazon business. So if you want to learn about how to use Facebook advertising really in depth, and specifically to market an Amazon business, then that's a good course. This is way more advanced than Social Secrets. We're talking about direct response advertising and sales funnels and a new traffic source in Pinterest. So it's totally different and significantly more advanced, I'd say. Although the Facebook advertising training in Social Secrets is also very advanced, and it's a great course. So there you have it. PinCommerce week 4, and this is good stuff. I run very successful e-commerce companies. We make a lot of money, and you can fast track your path by modeling what we're doing. So thanks guys so much. Really appreciate it. Have a wonderful night.